Hey there, welcome to another episode of Divine Design Podcast. I'm your host, Chrissy Morales. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about divine timing. And what's interesting about divine timing is the more that I allow things to happen, the more that great things are happening in my life. So working on divine time and not your time is probably one of the things that's changing my life in such a positive way. And not only that, it's changing the people around me, and I would have never expected that. So, of course, you know that the Divine Design Podcast was actually created through journaling, praying, meditating. And what I finally found through journaling and whatnot is, I believe in manifestation, and I believe I've manifested a lot in my life. And so because of that, but what I've learned throughout this process is that God has always been with me. I am a God-loving, faithful girl. I always have been, whether I stray far away or close. And so throughout this process, I learned that through that process of journaling, praying, and meditating that the Lord gave me to do Divine Design Podcast, gave me the topics and whatnot. So to be talking about divine timing, I want to throw this in because now I want my life to be divinely designed, which means that my connection with the Lord, by me being surrendering control, me trusting Him and going through this process, is creating my divine design life. And yes, it's been almost 3 years walking this journey with my spiritual awakening. And what I find is God is so awesome and His timing is completely perfect. We try to make things happen, but what I'm learning is to stay patient, is to surrender everything, is to trust Him, and to live in the moment. All of these things combined allows you to actually hear Him more, the more that you're still, to hear Him more and to be able to guide and navigate you through what you need to do. What I've learned is I don't force things anymore, meaning trying to force it. And when I feel like I'm forcing something, a situation, a person, a conversation or something of that nature, I literally step back for a second and go, hold up, wait, this is not how this is supposed to be. Because I feel like if anything is completely forced, that is not of God. And going through this process, you learn. So divine timing is so, so important. And probably the three most important things are surrendering control. So that means surrender everything to Him. Let go of things. You can't control things. He is the boss of us. And so it means surrendering in all things. One thing that I tell God every morning is I'm very thankful and grateful. I'm like, Lord, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for, situations, challenges, everything that transpires in my life. I'm so thankful. Thank you for bringing abundance. But I also tell Him, thank you for allowing me to be able to have the things that I have, because I find that I have them through His grace, really. Yes, I take action. I do things daily, but all in all, He's allowed me to keep those things and to be a steward over those things. So surrendering control. The next thing is the second very important thing is trusting the Lord, trusting in this process to just be still, to be patient, and to allow things to unfold the way that really they're supposed to, whether it's God unfolding them or the universe unfolding things to you. And then the very third thing, most important, is just cultivating, that patience that, what I find the more that I walk this way spiritually, God really has instilled in us. We all have a little piece of God in us, but God really has instilled in us everything we need to know. If we could just trust Him, trust us, trust our higher self, listen to our gut, listen to our intuition, listening to that spirit, that soul inside of you. There are times where He puts me in situations where I may say things, I'm like, I don't want to say that, Lord. I don't want to say that. Why am I even thinking that? in a, like in a real estate transaction, in a real estate listing presentation, where in particular, I think I'm going to share this story very quickly, but this is about divine timing. This is about listening. So, but if you can learn to work on divine time, I feel like everything is in his perfect timing. Everything is perfect. So I'm going to tell you this story about letting divine timing and speaking on divine time. When the Lord gives you something to say and you don't want to say it, it doesn't even correlate to anything that we're talking about. So I'm going to tell you this story very quickly. So I go on a listing presentation. This is somebody that wants to sell their home. I've known these people in the past. I knew them, like a decade ago, okay? And, it's an acquaintance. It's not somebody we stay into contact with, but they had contacted me to sell their home. The husband was not present for the appointment, which is okay. I always thought the husband was going to show up. I didn't know that the husband was never going to show up. I didn't know that. That's okay. You want to go on bona fide appointments, where you have both the decision makers there. But regardless, I walk into the home. I'm like, oh, okay. I look around. I'm like, hey, let me see the lay of the land. Let's walk this property. Tell me what you've really enjoyed living here. So talking with this person, all of a sudden we go back. So this is less than 5 minutes into the presentation. Now, one thing I was always taught in selling real estate is you never talk politics or religion. Okay, well, that is not truth for me anymore because the Spirit moves me all the time. And to be an obedient child, to be able to speak when he wants you to speak is amazing. He will show you amazing things, some things where you are used as a vessel to change people's lives. Maybe they are open to what you're saying and maybe they're not, but that's not for me to decide. I know when the Spirit moves me that I'm supposed to release the information, whatever that may be, and that's God's job to go work, whatever that may be. And sometimes I may know what the outcome of that is, and sometimes I don't. But so anyways, so less than 5 minutes we're in there. I start talking about the Lord. I don't know where this comes from. I just start, hey, I want you to know that my significant other passed away almost 3 years ago, and I'm kind of telling my story. I'm talking about my spiritual awakening, how I've had this connection with the Lord and how he's changing my life, okay? Nowhere is that supposed to be talked about. I mean, let's say not supposed to, but I'm in a real estate. We're supposed to be talking about their house and running numbers. What's your house worth? Things of that nature. The Spirit was moving me big time to say these things. I didn't get it. But anyways, I keep on. Then, for some reason, out of the blue, here is my cell phone. Well, it's a picture of me and my boyfriend. My boyfriend is, runs a ministry out of Red Oak, Texas, and he really ministers to recovering drug addicts and alcoholics. That's his passion. That's his mission. He's been clean for over 18 years, and he is very passionate about that and helping people change his lives. And, he helps people on a daily basis, and it's amazing to see this. But anyways, should I be talking about that? The Spirit moves me to go, hey, this is my boyfriend. This is who he is. I tell his story. I start talking more and more and more. We are not talking about real estate. Matter of fact, we stood for 2 hours at the kitchen top. We didn't sit down. We stood the whole time for 2 hours. So at some point, I finally say to this person, look, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep on running off. Like, we're not even talking real estate. This person was actually engaged, okay, conversation. And I said, look, I need to know, does any of this resonate with you? Why am I talking about this? Maybe this is for you. Maybe this is for me. Maybe this is for both of us. Can you tell me? Because I was holding up the phone. I'm like, can you tell me why I'm talking about this, why I'm talking about the Lord? Is there something I need to know? And that person turned to me and said, I want you to know that my husband is an alcoholic. I've been going to Al-Anon, and this person sits on the front porch in the morning, drinks all day long until the evening, and comes in. And I said, okay. She said, I've been praying for you. I've been praying for somebody to help us. I've been praying. I know that you're the answer. I'm like, okay. So let's start talking real estate. But what was interesting, instead of me talking about numbers on their house, I actually started talking about the paranormal activity that I've experienced in my home. Okay, I'm like, how did we go to this? I don't even know. I just was like, look, on another note, I need to let you know that I've experienced paranormal activity in my home. Do you understand why I'm saying these things? So once again, I probed that. And the person steps back and goes, you feel it, right? And I said, I feel what? And they said, you see it, don't you? And I'm looking around and I'm like, no, I don't see anything. And they said, there are ghosts in this house. There's a demon. And I said, whoa, hold up. I don't feel that. I don't get any inclination of that. But this is what these folks were traveling through. And so anyways, we end up talking real estate, and I was able to help them in another aspect. But all in all, this is by being obedient, divine timing, and being obedient to the information that I was receiving, what I was feeling. Now, it kind of scares me about the house, and thank goodness I didn't feel negativity in that home. But guys, I'm going to tell you, we'll save this for another podcast, but I'm going to tell you, by me having my spiritual connection and me praying to the Lord daily about, look, show me what my spiritual gifts are. Show me wisdom and discernment. Show me how to use my intuition. Like my intuition, I have a very strong intuition. My son has a super, super strong intuition. He actually goes on it. I don't. My little idiots in my head, I'll battle with that. Like, no, I'm not doing that. No, you can't be right. Da, da, da. I need to listen to my intuition all the time. You need to be listening to your intuition and your gut. Your soul will not steer you wrong. And this is a learned practice if you're not somebody that actually listens to your gut, your soul, your spirit, and moves on what your spirit tells you to do. So, but this is about divine timing and being an obedient child. Look, I'm going to let you know. I mean, I know I kind of rant and rave on these podcasts like, oh my God, what I'm experiencing. I really just want to shout it out on the rooftops. But I do. I really do, because what I'm experiencing is there is no other way to live. And divine timing is beautiful. It's perfection. That's exactly what it is. If you want to live peacefully, joyfully, contentment, if that's how you want to live, then you need to practice these things. You need to practice surrendering. Give it to God, give it to the universe, surrendering on a lot of things into your life. And this is everything. I'm not talking about, and maybe you do it slowly but surely, but this is everything. I even surrender my emotions, okay? Because what I find is we are very emotional beings. If you listen, watch the last podcast, it's all about emotions. Emotions are fleeting, and majority of our world, all we do is run off emotions, when really we need to get logical. We need to start thinking before we speak. I just think our world has become a very evil. The devil is taking over, whether you like it or not. You think about these things or you don't think about these things. This is real. It is good against evil. We live in a spiritual world. Everything is spiritual. You need to know this, because if you don't know this, man, you are missing the true joyfulness, peacefulness of life, and what truly can be accomplished with God and how you can live your life. I mean, okay, and I'm going to give you one last thing. I'm actually talking to a gentleman yesterday. He's a loan officer out of California. Super sweet, spiritual man. He just lost his brother in a motorcycle accident over the weekend. And so, I feel for people. And I really have a heart for people that are dealing with grief, because sometimes it puts you into a place that you just aren't yourself. And this is by losing significant people in your life, people that are super close to you. And so anyways, he lost his brother. But he was talking to me and he said, I'm preparing the eulogy, and the eulogy, Chrissy, I'm going to go on a different tangent here. And, we're going to celebrate his life, and we're going to talk about how really people need to choose life, but they need to choose a life that is exactly what I'm talking about. And it just filled my heart with joy. It filled me with joy to go, oh my God, I said, you need to do this. And I feel like, honestly, what I know of you, this is your mission. He's a very successful loan officer that is now branching out, kind of busting into teams, doing some things so he can push out and do a little bit different things in his life. And I know one of them is a missionary. He is a missionary for God, and he is going to bring people to the Lord by showing his experience. What a beautiful human being he is, completely spiritual. He reminds me so much of my boyfriend, but just super, super nice guy. And here's the thing. I don't come across a lot of people. I'm going to tell you, four spiritual people in my life that I know they are walking spiritually, that they are really trying to, be authentic. They are really trying to do what God tells them to do. My boyfriend, Tim, that gentleman, the loan officer I was talking to you, Craig, on my team, myself. There are a lot of people, I don't see a lot of people pushing and struggling. There's some people at Recovery Road that I would say are definitely walking this path as well. But we need to bring this to light. Look, I'm rambling today, sorry, but we need to bring this to light. My next podcast, we're going to talk about this. I'm probably going to go off on this spiritual life. What does it look like? And what is the true pathway to peace? Because in my mind, everybody that's looking for that one thing, you may be looking for love, for money, for success, for this, for that, because everybody has an emptiness inside of them. But I feel like that true emptiness and whatnot, and that one thing is peace. If you have peace, true peace in you, that's contentment. That's joyous. That's happiness. And you can have peace and contentment. And God gives you peace beyond your understanding. So, the only thing I can do is you just need to experience this. Look, guys, if you like the content that I'm bringing, please push the like button, push the notification button. Please subscribe to this channel. I think what we need to do is some type of workshop or something to be able to do or try to bring this to folks, the masses, on how to live a spiritual life, a true pathway to peace. If this is something that you'd be interested in knowing, please put in the comments yes or whatnot. I'd like to gauge folks out there to see, are you tired of the way you're living? Are you tired of this world? Are you tired of all the evil? Are you tired of the lies? Are you tired of all of it? Are you tired of your own bullshit? Are you tired of your own lies? Are you, do you want a better life? And if you do, we can give you a blueprint to actually change your life and change your life for the better. Because, man, I believe this truly is the mission with Divine Design. I truly believe this is our mission now. This is my mission. It's to change people's lives in the way they think, they act, they treat people, the way that they love, the way that they handle people, the way that they help people. Everything has to come from a place of love, and you have to have forgiveness, completely forgiveness in your heart to be able to even start this process. And you truly have to look inward to see, who are you? Because who you are, I'm a realtor, I'm this, I'm a banker, I'm that. That's not who you are. That's what you do. If you don't know who you are, you need to start thinking about, who am I truly? I'm a spiritual girl. I'm a God warrior. I'm a truth seeker. I'm a God seeker. I'm somebody that helps people. I'm somebody that is going to speak truth. I'm somebody that will probably give you the shirt off my back, depending on your situation. This is just who I am. I'm a princess God warrior. And that's what I resonate with and say, this is who I am. I am God's child. I am a sister. I am beautiful in everything that I am. This is how God made me. And you know what? You are too. So if you want a little bit of what I got, because guys, if you don't know me, I'll walk around peacefully, happy, joyous, helping people on a daily basis, helping bring an abundance to a lot of people, connecting people. I love my life. And I don't know if a lot of people can say that. So if you want what I got, contact us. All right, guys, another episode of Divine Design Podcast. Okay, if there's something that you really want me to chat about, please put it in the comments. Like I said, subscribe, like, push the notification button. All right, guys, until next time, I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Peace, love, respect. Until next time.